Welcome back to another episode of the Flat Out F1 podcast, a family friendly podcast where me and DJ talk F1 because we're from Arkansas, but we didn't want to be NASCAR fans. Quick reminder, the whole point of this podcast is for me and DJ and our wives to get flown out to a race and do an episode live. So if you want to see us recording a live episode, trackside probably, I don't know, while the cars are going by, subscribe, like, comment, do all the stuff. But in this episode, we're going to talk about the Chinese Grand Prix. If Kimi Antonelli is the next Max Verstappen, if this is the best racing that we've ever seen in F1, and is Max Verstappen retiring? All of that we'll get into in the episode. So sit back, grab a little coffee, and enjoy this race, brother. When did you say you watched it last night?
Yeah, I watched the main race last night. Yeah, it was so good, bro.
What were you like?
So good,
dude. I'm so tired of the drivers complaining.
It was
because
great.
It's so good.
Yeah, the entire weekend was great.
Where do you want to start?
Well, let's start with this. Our podium for the main race.
Yes.
We got Kimi and P1.
Yes.
By the way, youngest driver apart from, Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
When he was 18. But that's just Maxi doing Maxi things.
True.
Youngest driver, second youngest driver, I guess, ever to win a Grand Prix. And then obviously no surprise here. Russell makes it to second. And then a good surprise here. I don't know if this is a surprise or if this is expected.
It was bound to happen.
It was bound to happen. Lewis Hamilton, P3.
Yes, bro.
Very pleased with that.
Thrilled.
I think that he's finding his groove finally, which is awesome. And you can even hear it with him and talking to his race engineer. I don't know if he has a new race engineer or not. The guy is still super Italian, so they're there is still a bit of a disconnect.
Yeah.
But you can tell that they're like working together properly now.
Yeah, dude.
Which is awesome for him.
I think it was a stand-in, which is unfortunate, but still, it's still good. Yeah. Should we just talk main race and then go backwards? You want to do that?
Sure.
Okay. First things first, obviously, podium was fire. Best podium. I loved Bono being up there. And then
Bono,
have you seen
Lewis and Kimi and Charles? Yeah.
Have you seen the posts where they change Lewis's kit to be Mercedes, and it's just a full Mercedes? It's pretty awesome.
That's ways.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty great. It was genuinely, podium was incredible. Kimi crying, I was getting kind of choked up too, because it was just so sick. I don't know. And bro, Toto hitting him with the receipts on the team radio.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Bro, Jess started crying too.
Yes.
Yeah. I told, because she walked in right after Kimi had got done hugging his dad, literally right after the race. And I was like, yeah, and it was during his interview, he was crying and stuff. And I was like, yeah, he just got to hug his dad, and it's been a super emotional thing. And so he's crying. And then David Coulthard says, I think he was the first Italian to win a race since 2006 or something. I forget what the
it's been forever.
Yeah. 20 years. So 2006. And Jeff was like, dang, I got chills. And I was like, yeah, yeah, this is a serious thing right now. This kid is going places.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy to see it. I mean, we kind of joked like last week about Arvid Lindblad being the next Max Verstappen. But in all actuality, Kimi is literally, if you ask Toto, he's the next Max Verstappen. Like he's 100% that guy, which is unreal. In terms of like the actual race, dude, the Ferrari fights were cinema.
Yeah.
The freaking I mean the Ferrari, yeah, for real. And then the Ferrari and Mercedes fights towards the beginning of the race, incredible. Sainz got freaking points.
Yeah, 2 points for Williams, which is huge. He said in his interview, it felt like a mini victory for them. So
yeah, I mean, now we gotta recognize 6 cars were out of the race,
including the McLarens,
including both McLarens.
Yeah.
And I would say 4 of those cars were point scoring cars. So
yeah,
there was definitely some, but that's how you have to be there. Like when you're a team like Williams or in the situation that they're in, the only way they get points is if they're there when the opportunity shows up. So I love that they were there, but
yeah, I guess
brutal on the DNFs.
Yeah. On the note of, the McLarens not starting and it being wide open for, a team to come up and fight and be surprising, we got to give it to Ollie Bearman and Pierre Gasly, because they rocked it. Yes, bro. I cannot believe how well Ollie drove to be able to, like, what I forget what was that, the first lap or second lap or something, when Hadjar spun and Ollie literally, like, he had to evade it and went left off the track. He lost so many places. He was not close to 5th place, and he came back past Pierre, past a couple others, and made it to 5th, which is incredible. It's
insane.
Super good result for him.
Yeah, huge for Ollie. Huge. I mean, to be honest, if you look at the top 10, really the bottom 6 of that, so 5th through 10th, everyone that's in there had to drive an incredible race to be there. Like, because now like I said, there's some things. It's actually 7 DNFs, or between the did not starts and the did not finishes. Like there's 7, which is both Aston Martins, both McLarens, Gabby Bortoletto, Albon, and then Verstappen, which I actually missed. I didn't even realize Verstappen had to retire.
Yeah.
Because transparently, there was a point where I knew that the race was over. You know how like the announcers will keep trying to convince you that there's more that's coming, that Charles is going to track down Hamilton. Like they always try to pitch you that so you stick around. And I just started fast forwarding because I was like, I just know that I'm going to sit here for 10 more laps, and like Reagan and I want to go get coffee, whatever. And so we're waiting on the race to end, and I'm like, nothing's going to happen in the next 10 laps.
Yeah.
So I totally missed Verstappen, which that's probably heretical to say that I did that, but I don't really care. But like it's still an incredible race from the guys who got points that shouldn't have gotten points.
Yeah. It was huge. I wrote this down, imagining if this was just another sprint race for 19 laps, and it was at the end of 19 laps, it was Colapinto P5, and then Ocon, and then Bearman, and then Gasly. That would have been crazy. Did you see Colapinto's interview at the end of the race?
Huh.
He got P5. He finished right after science. But he was like, bro, he was beating himself up bad. He was like not happy at all with the result. Just because the safety car and things like that, it really messed
he
them
got
up.
screwed.
It messed both of the Alpines out.
Yeah.
But he was so upset. It would have been insane if he had gotten a better result up there with Pierre. Because that Alpine, yes, there were so many cars missing, and there was a whole third row that didn't have the McLarens in it to start.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Alpines look competitive. I think the Haas looks competitive,
dude.
So I think we're in for a good season of racing right now.
Yep. And I saw a quote from Ferrari team boss. His name I'm forgetting, but he said he like was taking notes, and he was like, in Australia quali we were 8/10. In the race we were 6/10. This week in China quali we were or on the Saturday we were 4/10, and today we're 2/10. So we're moving in the right direction, and we're gonna hit a point where we're gonna be able to compete. What I was really shocked by, and I know McLaren wasn't in the race, so like I said this last week about Australia, but it's so true. Both McLarens not being in the race this week, and even just like not getting to see Piastri run, bro he has not raced a lap. And did he make the sprint? Was he in the sprint?
I believe he was.
Okay, but he hasn't raced a regular lap.
Yeah, he hasn't.
We don't know what that top 10 looks like with both McLarens there, but it's crazy how much it's a 4 cars racing for the first 4 places, and then everybody else. Like even when Verstappen was, I guess he was P5 and then he retired, or P6, like he's still nowhere close. Like they're running a completely different strategy because they're not competing.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
It's kind of like Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah.
The movie. Imagine if they took a whole like Drive to Survive spinoff and made Ford versus Mercedes. Or Ferrari versus Mercedes.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy. Yeah.
But I do appreciate it, like, because having 4 cars up there fighting for it is way more exciting.
It's so entertaining, bro. And yeah, you're totally right. Watching these top 4 cars, and then literally like the 5th place is 30 seconds behind.
Literally 30 seconds
in the lap. Yeah. They're in a completely different league right now.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's incredible to see the Ferraris like this. And I really do think, even if the McLarens, I think their race pace is not as good as the first 2 teams. Sadly.
Yeah. I don't think so either.
I think if they were in the race, they would be right back there with Ollie Bearman. Like not close at all to the top pack.
I think the only way that they survive or stay anywhere towards the top 5 spots is if they qualify well enough to like basically put the brakes on somebody, like like be ahead of one of those top 4 cars and hold them up for an extended amount of time. Like that's the only way that they're going to be able to do that. But dude, I think regardless, what's so sick is just the racing itself. I keep seeing so much content, and especially like F1 specific people. There's so many people that cover F1 that have been a fan for so long. So they have like an expectation for what F1 should look like. And I definitely understand, like I heard Charles talk about how in quali, it's not the fastest lap that wins. It's actually the lap with the best, most efficient deployment, which is kind of crazy. So I can understand from a driver's perspective, like why you wouldn't enjoy that. But dude, it's like for a fan during the race, It's the best racing I've watched. I mean, since 2021. Like,
Yeah.
and at that point, that's really just because of Hamilton and Verstappen fighting. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know if there's been better racing since then. Maybe, I mean, when was the last reg change? 22? Like when Charles and Verstappen were fighting?
Yeah, I think 22. That was when they got the new aero stuff. So
So
the
that
wings
was pretty
changed and
solid
everything.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah. But, dude, it's so sick.
bro. It is so entertaining. Literally 56 laps of me actually what I like I didn't go to sleep.
Yeah.
I wasn't tired watching it. Like I
Yeah.
was fully actually entertained by it the entire time, from the start of the race being absolutely bonkers.
Mhm.
Again, Max, bro, these starts for Max, I haven't seen an onboard of Isaac Hadrar's start, but I'm
Yeah.
sure it's similar.
They're
But he
rough.
literally, bro, his engine bogs like every 3 starts
Yeah.
so far for a competitive session. He has absolutely like plummeted like a
Yeah.
rock. It's 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 tough to see. But then he does Max things and gets up to 5th place, 6th place.
Yeah.
But sadly his car is, you know, not performing how he would, like for it to perform, and he gets these mechanicals or stuff happens. And even Hadrar, when he was in the race, but
Yeah.
he, just like Max in Australia, literally the moment whenever he spun in front of Ollie, it
Mhm.
was because of the rear axle. The same
Oh, it just
thing
locked
that
up on him?
the same thing that cooked
Bro,
Max in Australia is the same thing that made Isaac spin,
I
which
did
is
not know
super
that.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's gotta be something with the regen where it's, like, pushing too much regen at once or something, and it's just locking the back. I don't know. That's crazy. Um, dude, yeah, I just I hate it for Max. Did you see the clip of him? I don't know if this is a real quote, but it was something like they asked him to retire the car, and he was like, "I'm about to retire from this whole sport." He had added some cuss words in there, but like he was
I haven't
so
seen that.
upset.
No. Yeah.
I was it was a picture of the team radio. I didn't actually hear it, and so I don't know if it's real, but like
Gotta be fake.
I don't know, dude. Like he's also driving in a 24-hour series this year.
Yeah.
I could see a real world where he experiences that. And like, I know he's done GT3 cars. Like, I could see a world where he like enjoys that so much because
Yeah.
he's a driver. He
Yeah.
always has been.
Yeah.
Like, I think he wanted to drive Formula One because it was the peak. But like, I don't know. I've never seen him as the next Lewis Hamilton or the next, Michael Schumacher. Like, I've always seen him as like someone who is incredibly good, but I don't know if he's a 7-time world champion guy. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know what that means. I'm just saying maybe breaking news, Verstappen retires at the end of this year. I don't know. Like it's possible
I
if he loves WEC enough or WDC, so not WEC. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think he I don't think it's no kind of secret that he likes these GT3 cars more than Formula One cars,
Yeah.
especially his Formula One car.
Yeah.
He would probably rather drive a Ferrari or Mercedes than his Red Bull.
Yeah.
But um, yeah, he's been kind of locked in on the endurance, like he did
It is
all of
WEC
his
actually.
Nürburgring stuff last
Yeah.
year. Yeah. And he is I think he's literally building a team like his own racing team for these endurance races. So um, I personally, and obviously him having a child now, I
Yeah, that
don't,
changes things.
yeah, I don't think it would be a surprise if he did back out of Formula One. It would be surprising in the sense that it would certainly shake things up. Um, I'm sure people like Russell, which obviously George and Max, they don't have a very good relationship. So someone like Russell, his shoulders would probably loosen up a bit and he'd feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
But then it would also bring in, you know, maybe give Arvid Lindblad, if he performs well this season, gives him a step up, and now he's at Red Bull, or gives some, Lawson. I would like to see Lawson back into a Red Bull car because I'm a fan of Liam Lawson. I like him. I think he's cool. So it would open up something, and it would be interesting to see what happens if he does retire, for sure.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if it'll actually happen. I don't want it to happen, but
Neither do I.
Here's the thing. Here's what I genuinely think. If he doesn't see that the cars and the way that the regulations are going to go the other direction in terms of like battery deployment and how everything's used, I think it would be a hard sell for him to keep driving in Formula One. Like, I think it would be so difficult to keep him there, knowing he could be driving in the World Endurance Championship, like knowing he could be driving GT3 cars. Like, it's just, that's racing. That's what he likes. So like, he feels like this isn't. I don't know. I just, whatever. We'll see. We'll definitely see.
I will say this from watching the race. As a result of the race, Ollie Bearman is now fifth place. He's somehow
like
made
in the drivers.
Fifth place in the drivers' championship. Yes.
Yo.
He somehow made the Haas
gosh,
the third fastest car right now. Okay. And
that's unreal.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think I wrote this down for after watching quali. Man, I think Ollie could be a champion one day for like 100%. He has what it takes. I think
so too. And go ahead. Oh, well, I think he, like, his performance compared to Ocon, I think it was at the sprint where I literally told Reagan, I was like, Ocon's done. He doesn't have a job next year. Like, there's no way he gets a job next year.
Especially after the main race. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, even, last year, Ollie was outperforming Ocon, like towards the latter half of the year. This is like, I know it's only been 2 races, but Ollie has 17 points and Ocon has 0.
Yeah.
That's a huge deficit. And they're the exact same car. Like, I don't know. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy to see such a young kid doing this as well, beating someone like, I mean, Esteban's a consistent guy. He's been driving for a long time. He's not, a pushover, I would say. And especially watching whenever he was in Alpine with Pierre, like he was certainly, like, he had some fire about him, and he would battle his teammates, like, for real.
Like, not respectfully. Like, he tried to kill him.
Yeah. And so there's a lot to be said about Oliver Bearman's performance in the last season for sure, but especially right now, his form looks insane compared to Ocon.
It's unreal. Going to the sprint, dude, I I guess the sprint does give us some clarity on like what it would look like if McLaren was a part of the actual races, which they seem to have barely been a part of. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's only 19 laps. Top 7 are a 10-second spread, which isn't crazy. I mean, and you've got Kimi sandwiched between 2 McLarens. So I think that's what I kind of mean is like, I think there's a world where they qualified better than 1 or 2 of the top cars, and then they finished better because of that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they don't have a world championship shot this year. Well, okay.
I don't
just
think
come
they
clean
do at
on
all.
something? I know you don't. And I just need to come clean about something, okay? We're 2 races in.
Yeah.
I noticed something about the commentators where they're talking about situations in Formula One right now, like it's just the reality. We're 2 races in, which means 2 out of 26, correct? Provided that they reschedule the ones that are in the Middle East, which, by the way, different thing. Those are postponed. But like, provided they reschedule those, we're 2 out of 26 races in. There is so much season left. I don't think I can count out McLaren yet. I think that there are things that I've been that not us, but commentators have been saying that are just like, this is how it's going to be. And I'm like, it's just 2 races. I think after testing, you were like, we don't know anything. Like we literally still don't know anything. I feel like we
don't know much.
We still don't know much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
5 races in, McLaren could find something, and then they are dominant for the rest of the year. Like that could happen.
Could happen, but
could
I mean, given that everybody brings upgrade packages to different races and people are developing their cars, it can only be said that right now McLaren and Ferrari, or Mercedes and Ferrari, they're head and shoulders above the rest of the field, including McLaren. If they're developing their cars and McLaren is developing their cars, it is super hard to say how it'll stack up throughout the remainder of the season, because we don't know. We don't have any idea. We don't know what they're working on, what kind of advantage it could give them. But I think if they're all collectively working on their own car and they're all getting better, maybe this gap just stays,
Yeah.
And it just like continues to go like this. Well, I don't know.
We'll see. I think like I'm encouraged by Ferrari gaining performance. The hard part with McLaren is like they don't even have the data to have even gained performance. Like they've had 1 car in 1 race besides the sprint. So yeah, it is interesting. I do think that there's opportunities. Like something that I've heard talked about a lot is the Mercedes factory or customer teams, which if you're new to Formula One, like Mercedes team makes the Mercedes engine, but they sell that engine to a bunch of other teams. So like McLaren, Alpine, Williams are all McLaren or are all Mercedes like engine customers, and Ferrari also sells engines to Cadillac and Haas, right?
Yeah.
But there's apparently Mercedes has not shared many details about how to work with these engines and get the most out of them. So, which they are entitled to do. Like they developed the engine themselves. They know how to get the best performance out of it. All they're really doing is selling it to the other teams. So I think that there's a potential for one of these Mercedes customer teams to like actually understand the engine to the same extent that Mercedes does. And then it's just an aerodynamics game, which I don't think Mercedes is the absolute best like chassis design team out there. So that's what makes me think that like McLaren, or I mean, heck, maybe even Alpine could like find some performance there that puts them at the same level as Mercedes.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah. There was one thing, a statement from James Vowles, the Williams kind of team principal. And yeah, he brought that up. He was saying that they're working with the engine. They have literally just a ton of people looking at this thing and seeing what kind of time they can extract out of it if they continue to build, you know, making it better, making the engine better, making it more efficient with the battery.
Mm-hmm.
And so he basically said he expects Williams, which I mean, he has to say this. He's the
He
team
has to say
principal.
this. Yeah.
He expects Williams to be able to develop and just get faster over the season, which hopefully everybody should. That's what happens throughout a Formula One season. But yeah, I saw that quote, and I also heard something about maybe it was Zach Brown. Someone at McLaren was frustrated. They were upset that Mercedes didn't give them all the information about the engine. Did you see this? Did you hear this?
I didn't, but I'm not surprised by that. I mean, it's like if you're the customer team, you ideally would want to have as much information as possible. It's also tough because they're coming off of a year where it was like the end of the regulations. So they had all the information. They had those similar engines for a pretty long time. So like, yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what part of it Mercedes is legally allowed to do. I think they're legally allowed to like keep his, like, I think there's an amount of information that they have to share. And it sounds like they're not doing anything extra.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. When I was watching a sprint race, which I gotta say, if you're watching this, you're new to F1, there are certain weekends where we have what's called a sprint race, which is basically just a shorter race. They literally just put it in the calendar at certain events to spice up the weekend. Because otherwise you have qualifying on Saturday and then the race on Sunday. But outside of that, there's not a lot for people to come and watch. But when you have a sprint race, you have a qualifying session on a Friday. So it incentivizes people to, come in for a full weekend. But the point is, when I was watching the sprint race, I was like, Lewis Hamilton racecraft is back. Like he has had that the whole time, but his ability, I mean, I don't know, dude, like those moves around the outside that he's sent into turn one were electric. Like, and it's magnified on the actual race. But like when we were watching the sprint, it was just, I don't know. I was like, dude, Lewis is back, like fully.
Yeah.
It's insane.
All this like passing and overtaking and re-overtaking is really putting a lot of these guys like talent into the limelight right now. Like there's so much going on for us to see, even from down to like small things, like at starts where last race at Australia, whenever I think it was Colapinto who barely got around someone at the start and like nearly he almost smashed into Lawson.
Yes,
stuff
bro.
like that. Stuff like these new reg changes have basically like they made a way for all these guys to show their talent and like all these guys to pass more and make racing look more exciting in Formula One.
Yeah. It's honestly, it's super sick to see. The sprint was 19 straight laps of like, just, you're locked in. Like the racing was incredible.
Yeah.
Most of the sprints last year felt like, okay, the start's a little crazy. And then genuinely, everyone just slotted into place. And really, unless you were like battling for the last couple points positions, no one was really racing because they knew like if they didn't make up a spot in the start, it wasn't worth it to risk it because they had a race like quali and the main race the next day. So I just like, I loved the sprint. I thought it was like, this is what they envisioned the sprint being.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah, I think after watching the race and Charles went into his like interview, he said on the radio during the race, the race wasn't even over yet. He said on the radio, he was like, that was a very, very fun battle. Like he's talking to his engineer saying this was a fun race. And then he kind of let Lewis, I don't know if he let Lewis, there were points where he was literally getting up to like 3/10 behind Lewis with like 5 laps left.
Yeah.
But there was a long time where he was like a second and a half down. And he was in this interview after the race and he was saying, I think Lewis like fully deserved to get this win. He's been more competitive than me like all season, or not all season, but this whole weekend. Lewis really did outperform Charles this week. And I think that's great for Lewis. It's great for Charles too. I mean, he had a huge smile on his face too during this interview saying he's glad that his teammate is performing the way he is. And I think this can be something that pushes them both on,
Yeah, dude, 100%. I mean, when Sainz was at Ferrari, I think you saw what felt like Sainz is like 80 to 90% of the driver that Leclerc is. Like, they're obviously both incredible, but it wasn't like a challenging teammate. And I don't know. I think Leclerc raced with Vettel for a bit, but besides Vettel, he didn't really have anyone that challenged him. Unless I'm totally missing somebody. Who was there between Vettel and Sainz? I think that was it, right? Like Vettel retired, Sainz took that seat for a couple years. I think that's right.
I can look it up real fast.
I don't even remember, but I guess while you're looking it up, I mean, my point is like, it's in Leclerc's best interest to be challenged from his teammate. And I think like that's going to improve him and his racing, I mean, even more, because I don't know, he got out qualified in both sessions by Lewis. Lewis outplaced him in the race, the main one. So yeah, it's it's really sick to see. And I just love, Ferrari just being back in it, because they're a historic team. I was telling Reagan, besides Williams, they're the most historic team I mean, they really are the most historic team in Formula One.
The most popular team. Yeah.
That too. Yeah. But they have the most history. Like they've been around for the longest, all of that. All of these other teams have been one way or another owned or operated by different entities. Like I think Mercedes has deeper roots, but like they're, that title sponsor has changed enough. But Ferrari has always been Ferrari and Williams has always been Williams. So it's just sick to see them like actually competitive. It's dope.
It was straight from Vettel to Sainz in
that makes
2021.
Sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, regardless, like I'm not saying Sainz didn't challenge Leclerc, but definitely not to the level that Hamilton would or Vettel would. Like these are world champions we're talking about, so like they're going to be a challenge to Leclerc. But dude, what did you think? Are you bummed that they didn't run their Macarena or flip-flop wing Ferrari?
I saw whenever they showed up for the practice.
Yeah.
And they still had it. I was surprised they still had it on.
I was too.
I don't know. I kind of I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting if they actually use this. Um, but I'm not surprised they went to the normal
Yeah.
kind of open wing flap and the with the rear wing. Um, and I maybe if they kept the Macarena thing on, some maybe they would have had less performance. Maybe they would have had a tiny bit more performance.
Yeah.
I honestly I doubt they would have more performance. I feel like that kind of flip flop wing is weird. They're definitely, I mean, their engineers have some gears going on in their head about this thing, so they're trying to crack something.
Yeah.
Um, and they're at the upper echelon of racing, and they're trying something kind of wonky, something kind of weird. And if they're this high up in the world of racing, they got to be knowing what they're doing. So maybe they see something that we don't see, you know, and
I
they're
mean,
trying to develop it.
yeah. I think if the biggest issue right now with the Ferraris are the straights, right? We know that
Yeah,
it's like McLaren is or Mercedes is set up perfectly for the straights. Ferrari is stronger in the corners and it starts, which I love the dynamic between the two cars. I think if it sounds like this flip flop wing will give them like actual a little bit of a lift instead of just reducing downforce, it's actually providing lift to the car.
yeah,
So if they get enough data, which is probably why they ran it in FP1, if they get enough data that will show them that like they can gain real performance on the straights, if we're looking at a low downforce circuit, that could be huge for them to run that flip
sure,
flop wing. Um, and I could definitely see them like running it and using it like because the concern from what I've heard is it doesn't flip back fast enough to help them
yeah,
brake.
yeah,
Um, but if they're on the right circuit for it, and it's like, hey, we don't need that extra, like that can come around later. We can hit these turns and like brake quick enough without it. It could be worth it, and it could give them the power they need on the straights. Like, and if the Ferrari has the power on the straights, bro, like the Ferrari is winning the race
yeah,
easy.
yeah, yeah. It is. I wonder if there's any way they can like, which I'm I'm not the engineer. I don't work for
Totally,
Ferrari,
totally.
but if they were able to just make it flip faster, I don't know if that would throw a wrench into things, ruin it. Imagine if they took this wing into a race and the wing just stops working. It
Bro,
just stops doing what it needs to do because of
they're
some type
cooked.
of mechanical failure. Yeah,
Gosh.
that would be insane if something like that happened. Which I mean,
Yeah.
we've watched these cars with DRS for a while now.
Right.
Uh, Obviously, this isn't DRS. This is something a little different. They now have it in the rear wing and the front wing.
Yeah.
But if and I don't know of any moment like that happening where someone's rear wing with DRS just stopped working. But if Ferrari, with how radical this kind of flip flop wing is, I feel like something like that, and it's Ferrari. Of course, it would happen to Ferrari, like something like this happening,
Yeah.
uh, just not working anymore. That would be
It'd
wild.
be it would be brutal. It would be brutal. Um, dude, one thing I noticed in the sprint, which is kind of true for the race too, it kind of feels like the regular racing or the racing bulls are like maybe just as good as the regular Red Bull cars. Like,
Yeah,
do you catch that? Like, I'm like the talents there on both teams now. Like the racing bulls, I think they genuinely have incredible drivers. I just wonder, do we see without like DNFs or anything, like do we see some races this year where racing bulls are finishing ahead of even like the Verstappen Red Bull?
I I really do think that could be possible. And I think it's great for Liam. Like when he was first, so he was first at Racing Bulls, then he got promoted to Red Bull, then got cooked at Red Bull, and now he's back to RB. And his first stint at Racing Bulls, he was decent. Like he wasn't a bad, like his name wasn't ran through the mud at all. But then
now it kind of is.
Once he goes to Red Bull, the actual like team, he just flopped. But now I think now in this new season, he's back to the ways that he was in his first stint with RB. So he's showing that he's a good driver. He's showing that he deserves a seat in Formula One. And I really do think that he could take it to Red Bull. It would be insane if he beats Red Bull with
actually
their sister car.
This just in. I mean, granted, this is a sprint, but Liam did finish ahead of Max Verstappen in the sprint. I did not realize that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He Verstappen was 9th and Liam was 7th, which means
wow. So Verstappen didn't get a point in the sprint, but Liam did.
But bro, and Liam qualified 13th for the sprint. Max qualified 8th. So Max, I mean, Max dumps it on every start. His car just bogs. But like, I did not realize how big of a difference that was.
Yeah.
Golly. So yeah, there's definitely gonna be more of those where the Red Bulls get out raced by the Racing Bulls, which is their junior team technically.
I mean, Liam, he was the best of all the Ford Red Bull cars, you know, like that's crazy in the sprint race. That's right. That's really cool for him. That's really good for him to show that he's got it. Obviously, like you just said, we know that Red Bull has these kind of woes right now.
Yeah.
And we'll just have to see. We'll have to see where that goes. It's interesting. It's going to be really interesting to see how Hadjar gets along, because I feel like during all the testing, he was right up there with Max. Like they were kind of equal during testing, but now he is kind of, with all this racing, like real racing, he's having these kind of slumps, and so it'll be interesting to see.
It's interesting to see how it'll go. I think like qualifying pace, it feels like they're right on the same track. I guess my biggest question with Hadjar is like that element of racecraft and like, can he fight through the field like someone like a Max can? Because it's clear they're not going to be in front, right? And if they're going to have bad starts almost every time, then like it's also clear that they're going to have to fight from the back. I just don't know if they can, if Hadjar has that. I think he does. I think he like is going to have a really strong year, but it's just hard to tell right now.
Yeah.
A little F1 breaking news for you. This just in, there's a new F1 podcast out there that virtually no one knows about, but Verstappen has been on it. Do you know what I'm getting at? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Valtteri Bottas has a podcast.
Oh, wow.
Called What's Next. It's with a photographer named Paul something. He's a German photographer. He does most of the content. He's actually a content director. He does a ton of content stuff for Mercedes. So he's traveling to all the races, doing content for Mercedes. And him and Valtteri are meeting up every week, basically, and recording a podcast. I just started listening to it. I just discovered it. I started seeing clips. I just discovered it. It's actually it's super chill. There's no like editing or anything. And it's just awesome. It's just them talking about they talked about how Paul apparently got some crazy coffee guy in China to set up shop in the Cadillac like hospitality. So Cadillac had like some of the best coffee on the grid, or the best coffee on the grid in China, just because this like special coffee guy came and like
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. It's actually really fun. The last episode I watched, they were set up in front of an elevator in their hotel room or hotel place. And they're just like in two little like basically decoration seats, like next to the elevator. And so every time someone came up the elevator, they would get interrupted, bro. And Max comes up the elevator and like pops in and says hello or whatever. It's awesome. It's like actually really fun to watch. You should check it out. It's called What's Next. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Great.
I love whenever, I mean, especially when there's someone who has been in Formula One, or someone who is a driver and they know these cars in general, and they're talking about the cars or this or that. Like I watched the Williams. They have something called, instead of Team Talk, it's Team Torque.
Nice.
And so that's you know, Carlos and Alex, they do that. But I'm into that. I'll probably have to look and watch that.
Dude, it's on YouTube. I think it's on all the other platforms as well. But dude, they get like less than 10,000 views on YouTube, and it's like Valtteri's podcast. So like it's kind of sick to like in the NFL world. I don't know if you keep up with it, but like there's tons of players that have podcasts now, just because it's proven like people would rather listen to someone who's actually doing the thing talk about it, which I guess kind of devalues our F1 podcast, but whatever. But look, we'll go drive cars fast if you need us to. Like we can arrange that. We should go karting soon, actually.
That'd be fun.
But anyways, people love it when like the people actually in the sport talk about it. And so I'm interested to see like how Valtteri's goes, and then if we see any other drivers like try to do that, because like I'd be really interested in like a Leclerc Hamilton podcast. That'd be so fun. Or like Lando and Oscar. I just don't know. I don't know. I feel like all the drivers are too locked in, but Valtteri's the perfect guy.
He is the perfect guy. If only we had Danny Ricciardo still in.
Don't get me started, bro.
I think everybody listening, watching this should know. I was thinking about this the other day. We should have prefaced this entire show with this. Edward and I watched Formula One because of Danny Ricciardo.
100%.
I think that's pretty fair to say that we would not still be into this sport if it wasn't for someone that we both were just like, this guy is the coolest. This guy's awesome. Yeah. And so we pay our tribute to Danny Rick.
Yeah.
He just
major
came out
respects
with
to Danny Rick.
a new video.
Yeah. And it was awesome. It was just him ripping Ford vehicles around his farm, which I love. I don't want Danny to come back because I think he's happier and healthier not racing Formula One.
Bro, he looks so happy. But I miss him dearly. And I'm probably going to try and buy some of his clothing line because it looks so sick. It does look really good. It's kind of cool. Very cool. Well, that's it. I think that's it, huh? Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you for watching the Flat Out Podcast, episode 3. We're really doing it every week. It's kind of crazy. I think we have a little break. Yeah, we've got Japan, which isn't this week. It's next week. Next week, right? I think it's the week after this. Yeah. Yeah. So a little bit of a break. We'll be back after the Japan race. Yeah, if you've been enjoying the episodes, though, feel free to subscribe, blow us up on social, blast us on social. Yeah. And we'll be back soon.